Hi, Cindy Fodor here with Stamp the Love, and I wanted to pop on and just show you this fun new fold. And I found this new fold shared by a gal on our demonstrator planning place, and I thought maybe you would enjoy seeing how to do that. I will share the measurements with you as I go, and it's really easy to do, and I think you'll like the stamp set and paper that I'm using as well. So let's flip over to my other camera and get started. So this is the bundle that I decided to use for this card because I needed a shower card, a baby shower card for my niece on Friday. And I thought, I just love the stamp set, as you know. So we're going to do that. I'm starting, I have my Simply Scored here. Don't mind the marks because that's not what we're using. And I am going to score this 4 1/4 by 11 inch piece at 2 3/4 at 5 1/2, which I've already scored because this paper was scored from before. And I'm just going to come in 2 3/4 from this end. 1, 2 3/4. That's 8 1/4. So you have just 1/4 inch, and it is scored. Turn it around and do a 1/2 inch from each end. Excuse me. And then I have this 5 1/4 by about 7/8 of an inch, which will layer on that. Then we have a wobble. I've never used a wobble before, but I think it's pretty cool. I'll see if I can remember how to do this. It's 3 inches by 1 inch, and it is scored at 1/2, 1, 2, and 2 1/2. Okay? And then I also have, I'm going to have a belly band, and I just have a 12 inch piece that I folded around a card. It's about 1.5 inches wide, which is certainly like whatever you want to do there. Okay, now I'm just going to scoot this up. I'm going to go ahead. I have stuff on here that I'm working on. Let's go ahead and assemble the inside of our card. I'm going to go ahead and fold this. I'm going to fold the edges in. So this is going to be like a gate card. And then this little fold in the back, you're going to fold out. So I'm going to just move that down and fold that out. And this way, when your card's flat, it goes like that. And when it opens, it's going to go like that. Okay? Now, the inside piece here, this is that piece that we cut with a 1/2 inch at either end. So I'm going to go ahead and glue on my designer piece. Just centered on here. Something like that. And then I'm going to put some tear and tape on these little end pieces. And one more. Oops, I don't have my take your pick tool in here, but I do have the piece to it. So we'll see if I can get that piece off of there. Now, there's a little bit sticking over here, so I'm going to roll that back. Ladies, as you're popping on, thank you for joining me. Don't forget to say hi and let me know that you're here. It's always helpful. No, I don't see your shining faces, but I see your comments, and I really appreciate them. And I'm just lining that up inside of these outside folds here. Now look what happens. There's that little arc. Okay. All right. The next thing that we're going to do is a wobble. And that folds in on each side, and then it folds out like that. I'm just going to go ahead, and they're not, I don't think that it matters if they're not perfectly straight, but I do want to crease each of those folds. And I am going to use tear and tape again because I really want to make sure this sticks. And I'm putting adhesive just on these outside pieces. And then that's going to fit this again. One more. Susan Campfield is the name of the gal. This is going to line up in the center fold here. And of course, where I'm at, I'm having trouble seeing that. And I want it to in the middle of my piece that goes across here. Now, if you look at that, you see what that's doing. That's moving from right to left, so that as this is bowed out, this will just move, okay? So that's always fun to know how to create that wobble, because you can use that in a lot of ways. All right, now for the rest of my inside, I decided to pull in some of the designer paper. This piece is 4 inches by, I think I did 2.5, so that it fits just nicely inside of there. And then the other side is the same. Is this paper not gorgeous? Oh my goodness, it is so fun. It just, like, you go to it and you go like, I need a piece that does this, or I need a piece that has, like, you know, some plain design or whatever. It's like it just has everything. Okay, so let's go ahead and create our center. My thing is crooked here. I know that makes a terrible background, doesn't it? I'm going to work on our centerpiece, and I just grabbed some things. These, I think they're like 2 3/4 inch circles, laying there extra, cut out from a project. So I grabbed that. I grabbed some of this paper, and I thought I would use some of these cute little guys here. And I'm going to cut one out for you, and I don't like to cut out on camera, and I have another one for the front, but I want to give you a little tip. If you hate cutting out as much as I do, especially on camera, I don't hate it, but I sometimes dislike how irregular I cut. So this time I'm cutting really close to the edge, trying not to cut into it, but I'm not panicking too much. And I'm probably going to cut even worse because I'm on camera and trying to hurry. But you'll just move the paper, keep your cutting hand at the same position. Whoops, cut his neck there. I think I got his jugular. Uh-oh, that's not good. And then he's not too hard to cut out. There's not a lot of little leaves or stems or, you know, that type of thing. So it's not too hard to cut him. Now, I could have stamped him and die cut him as well, but I think this is a little smaller than the stamp, and I didn't have much time to plan all that. So, all right, dropped him. Cut his jugular, gave him a concussion. Boy, this poor bear, he's been through the mill this morning. All right, and I'm very morbid. Sorry about that. Oh, goodness. Okay, almost done, guys. This, I think it'll be worth it. You've probably done this before. You probably know this tip. But when I was finished, I want to show you. You see all those white edges? Let me just bring it closer here. You see all those white edges that make it look really nasty? Well, I'm going to get rid of them. First of all, I'm going to cut out a little bit more at his tail there. I really want his tail to stick out. So what I did was I cut a little piece of a sponge, and I'm going to take my early espresso ink, and I'm just going to go along the edges. I'm hoping that you'll be able to see the difference. And I'm just sponging over where that white is so that it doesn't show. And once I do that, oh my goodness, it's like, okay, well, I didn't cut so bad after all. I'm just trying to catch the edge. The nice thing with this image is it looks like it was already sponged anyways, so I'm just darkening the edges a little bit. Now, of course, if it's a different color, then you would use whatever color goes with your outline, whatever your outline is, and just get rid of that white that's going to stand out as irregular. Now, I've got to bend his arm back here a little bit and get his cheek and inside of there. Now, I didn't get every little corner, like right in here. I didn't get that very well. You could also take a marker and get into those little creases. I didn't take the time to grab that because I'm okay with this. I do see that I didn't curve this edge of his foot here a little. Let me just do that a little bit. Okay, so here is the bear that now doesn't have that ugly round around him. Okay, let me close this. Well, I'm going to use that ink pad. On this background, I do want to stamp this little tree that's in the stamp set. So let me go ahead. I also want to do a Hello Baby, but that I think I'm going to put on the front. So let's do the tree here. As I'm on this mat, I'm just going to grab a piece of cardboard just to give me a firm surface. All right, so I have my tree. All right, so let's go ahead and start building. This is going to be on the wobble. And so I'm just going to sit it on there so that we can sort of get a feel for what. And I decided to put a little log from this piece of paper. So I did cut that out. I also had these little toadstools laying there from a previous die set that we had. And you know how I love these toadstools. So I might have to add one there because we have the toadstools in the background. And then we have this cute little owl. But I think I might want some color here. Now, I don't know what she's having. They have not shared that. So it's a little hard to do this card. So I'm trying to stay with all neutral colors. And yeah, if it's a girl, hopefully she loves animals as much as her mom does. Because I want this card to be like a keepsake for her. Don't we always? We always want our cards to be keepsakes, although I'm sure they throw them away, but that's okay. We don't want to know that stuff, right? We want to think that they will keep our cards forever and ever. And I didn't say squirrel, did I? I said fox. Ah, it's a fox. Okay, almost, and I'm really having trouble cutting this thing. Oh my goodness. Now I am going to just go ahead and use a little of that brown ink and sponge this edge, even though my fox is red, the edge, and I'm just going to keep it like right at the edge. And so it's just going to look hopefully like the outline is just a little bit darker. Or wider, I should say. Try to get that up in there. And this antiques him a little bit too. Actually, he looks sort of cute like that. I like that look. Okay, so we're gonna pop him in here. All right, let me go ahead and glue those on. Let's get Mr. Bear, Mr. Waving Bear. We'll put him, I'm going to put him up here a little bit so we can get all these other creatures on here. I'll put our little log there. I don't want everything to look like it's in the circle, so I'm going to spread them out just a little bit. And maybe I'll pop this on here. I got it in the circle, in the hole. I don't want it to show. Okay. Don't want them to cover my bear up too much. And then I think I want to pop this up if I can find some dimensionals here. And I'll grab some edge pieces there. And we'll just pop him right there. All right, so let's get this on here. Now I just need to put my adhesive here. So I'm going to use my Seal Plus, and I'm just going to cover this whole wobble piece with plenty of adhesive. And then I can center this. All right, so now we have the inside done. So it folds like this. And it stands like that with this little cute piece able to move back and forth. All right, so let's do the outside next. I'm not doing a lot there, but I'm going to use, I pulled out 2 different pieces of paper because I wanted some trees, and I love this cute little bird on the stump, and then I wanted some of this paper too. So I'm going to use those side by side. Their colors, of course, match, so I think that's going to look okay together. And then this one. Oops. All right. Next, I showed you the belly band, so I'm just going to pull that around and tighten it a little bit. It's going to overlap a little because of the 12 inches. If you choose something that's smaller, that's okay too, because it doesn't have to overlap. Like it could come here because we're going to put a smaller little circle on the outside, and that will cover that joint. So let's go ahead and I'm going to put adhesive here. Of course, I ran off the edge when I had all that space. And I'm just going to trim a little of this off because I don't want it to be catching as I'm trying to slide this on and off my card. You don't want it too tight because you want to be able to slide it on and off, but you want it tight enough that it's not going to fall off. So that's pretty good. I think I can slide that easily. All right, so let's go ahead and build this piece. I'm going to go ahead and put adhesive on here and just center that. Have you ever done this where you didn't design a card and you actually sat down and tried to show somebody how to make a card that you hadn't even designed yet? It's a little scary. All right, so I have another toadstool. It's a pretty big one, so I might put it behind Mr. Bear. And I've got this bow. Can't decide what I want to do with that, but I did want to put Hello Baby on here. And I might have to put that on a scrap. Let me see what I have here. I usually have scraps. Hey, check this out. Look at that. I can use that. It's stamped on the other side, but I can get Hello Baby on this side. Let's see. I think I'll bring that out from this angle. Like so. How's that look? All right, so I have this little owl cut out. I'm not sure if I want the bow. What do you guys think? I tied it, I just wrapped it around several times and then tied it with this linen thread. And I really love a bow on here, but I'm not sure how I want it. Do I want to put it behind the bear? Like so. What do you think? Does that look good? I think that'll work. What do you guys think? All right, I'm going to close this and let's get some adhesive on here. I'm going to go ahead and glue this down. You know, I'm going to glue that good because I sure don't want them to see the other side of that. So I'm going to glue that down good. Are these owls not the cutest little things? I just think they're so adorable. All right, so I'm not seeing any comments yet. I'm guessing I'm on my own here as to what to put where. So I'm going to put down this little toadstool here. And I'm not worried about gluing to this because this whole piece is by itself. I definitely don't want to glue anything to the background. All right, so here's where what I'm going to is, I have no glue dots in here either. So let me just add a little glue here. And I'm going to stick that there. I'm going to put some dimensionals around here because this little knot is really raising this up. So if I stand the whole thing up, it will look much better. So we'll get some dimensionals there. So how's that? Okay. All right. I love it. I think she'll love it. What do you think? Okay, so here we go. Open up. Ta-da. I feel like I need to stamp something behind there, or maybe even put some more designer paper there. I think I might use this a background just to fill in this darker area. But I also want to be able to write a little something in here. But actually, my thought is I might write it on the back so that if she decides to use this as a little piece on her thing, it doesn't have my ugly writing on it. So maybe I will write on the back. But I definitely am going to put this inside. I will take some pictures when I finish that and I'll post them for you. How's that sound? All right. God bless you, ladies. Have a wonderful day.